Coffee. If you're like me, 5 seconds into drinking that coffee, you're gonna have to go use the toilet. You're gonna have to do that and set a really bad precedent, or you're just gonna be uncomfortable the whole time. You're clenching the whole time. She's probably doing the same thing. It's not good for anyone. And she knows you only took her to coffee because you want to be cheap.
Coffee's not bad because it's a low investment. He talks about she knows you're trying to be cheap. If she's there because she's looking for somebody to, blow a bag on her on a first date, that's not what this is about. All right, bro. So when it comes to dating, we know men are the ones picking the first dates, right? So we about to listen to this guy tell us the top 5 worst first dates, and I'll give my input on if I agree or not. Let's get into it.
Top 5 worst first dates. Number 1, leading it off. Taking them to dinner on a first date is not ideal. You're probably going to spend a lot of money, and you don't even know if you like this person yet. She's uncomfortable. She doesn't want to eat in front of you. She's already nervous before she showed up, and now she's got to force this food down while you just hit her with interview questions.
Yeah, bro, I completely agree. Taking a girl to dinner on the first date is not ideal, bro. There's no sense of you taking a girl to dinner on the first date when you don't know if you vibe with her. That's the biggest thing. So you like sitting down and you got to wait for like the food to come. You got to order the food. You got to do all these things that there's no time for you to just, you know what I'm saying? If the vibe ain't right, you just leave. But also you don't want to overinvest. 9 times out of 10, the man is the one paying for the first date. Now, I know some people vary, but 9 times out of 10, that's the case. So if you're a man and you're paying for a first date on a dinner, like there's no need to overinvest that much on a first date when you don't know what the vibes is. Now, if you want to get like Chipotle or something, I can kind of see that. But at the same time, who's about to eat a whole bowl of Chipotle on a first date, bro? Like, who's about to eat a whole bowl of Chipotle in a burrito on a first date? Nah, that's not ideal. Not ideal.
Number 2, bowling. It's an awkward back and forth. You never really get to be in the same spot. You're just going one by one. She sits down, you bowl, and vice versa. You only talk in the crossover, or you have to just stop bowling, which is no fun, especially because I'm really good at bowling.
All right, so he said number 2, and I'm not sure if he's doing this in order, but he said the number 2 worst first date is bowling. Now, I kind of got what he was saying right there, right? Because the thing is, if you're taking a girl to bowling on a first date, it's not ideal because there's a lot of back and forth, right? You're not just sitting right there talking, really feeling each other's energy. I don't think may not be the first date, like, best idea. But keep this in mind. When you are bowling, like, it's another thing that you don't want to do as far as over-investing as well. Because you got to, like, continue the whole game of bowling. You might not like her after the second bowl, bro. Like, you might be done with her after the second bowl, my guy. So I do agree with that. But keep in mind, when you're going to a bowling alley, there's more to do than just bowling. Like, I just, was at a bowling alley. So there's more to do than just bowling. There's bowling, there's getting drinks, there's playing pool, there's playing air hockey. It's a whole vibe, bro. A bowling alley is a whole vibe. So I'm not sure if he's doing this in order or not, but if he is doing this in order, I would say bowling is like number 5 on the worst first date ideas. It's not that bad, is what I'm saying. Is there better? I do agree, like, going back and forth is not, that part right there is not ideal. So if you did a bowling alley, you got to realize like you're doing a whole bowling alley experience, right? So you taking her to bowling, you might get, play a couple games of pool. You might get a couple of drinks. You might play some air hockey. So it's a whole competitive vibe, like a whole competitive little night, just something for y'all to do interactive versus just bowling back and forth. Now that means you don't do an all day bowl. You don't do bowl for 3 hours. You may do bowl for 1 hour, right? That way that first hour is y'all kind of talking, chilling, seeing their bowling skills. And then after that, spend another 2 hours, like I said, getting a drink and doing other things around the bowling alley itself. So bowling's not a bad idea, but if you're going just for bowling, yeah, it's not the best idea. But if you're going for the bowling alley experience, then that's a whole nother story. So he's in the right field with this one.
Stop bowling, which is no fun, especially because I'm really good at bowling. Number 3, coffee. If you're like me, 5 seconds into drinking that coffee, you're going to have to go use the toilet. You're going to have to do that and set a really bad precedent, or you're just going to be uncomfortable the whole time. You're clenching the whole time. She's probably doing the same thing. It's not good for anyone. And she knows you only took her to coffee because you want to be cheap. Number 4.
All right, so for real quick with the bowling stuff, yeah, bro, if you're being competitive, super competitive with the bowling, like you can talk about being competitive, but when you get there, you're not trying to like literally be competitive. You can make a little, you're going to do bowling, you know what I'm saying? You can make jokes like, are you good at bowling? But don't get there and try to beat your personal PR in bowling, right? Like that's not what you're doing. So that said though, coffee, he said coffee's number 3 worst. Now here's the thing. I don't drink coffee. So I completely disagree with that. To me, coffee's like number 1 or like I say number 2 on like best first dates idea, honestly. Like coffee's not bad because it's a low investment. He talks about she knows you're trying to be cheap. If she's there because she's looking for somebody to, you know, blow a bag on her on a first date, that's not what this is about. You're there to make a connection and see if the energy even flows. The best first dates is when you take a girl to go get, you know what I'm saying, some coffee or something. Like, you know, here's the thing. I don't do coffee. I drink tea. I drink tea, bro. I do not do coffee. I don't like the smell of coffee, the taste of coffee, nothing about coffee, right? But here's my thing. If you're taking a girl out to get tea or coffee or whatever the case may be, then you can take her to get that tea or coffee, and then you go for a little walk. And he says, like I said, the cheap thing. Guys, this isn't about being cheap or over-invested on the first date. It's about seeing if there's chemistry there. Now, with the thing I think most guys get confused about, because I used to as well, right? I used to be like, let me take this girl out because I'm trying to impress her type thing, right? It's been so much easier switching the script. Like, I'm going to take her out because I'm trying to see if I vibe with her. So it's no longer if I'm trying to impress her. It's more so for my own benefit, right? Like if I'm going somewhere I've never been, I might take a girl and do something out of the normal on the first date because I've never been there before. Also, it's the same way when you're going to get coffee or going to get tea. For one, 9 times out of 10, the chick is not paying, right? Now, I've had girls pay on the first date, but they like insisted on it. But 9 times out of 10, the girl is not paying. That being said, it doesn't matter if you go get coffee or whatever you get. If she's there for you, it doesn't matter about how much you spend, right? I take girls to get ice cream. I'll do a whole nother video about the best first dates I did, right? But taking a girl to get an ice cream, like it's the same thing. It's a $10 date, but you're peeping the vibe of it, right? And if the vibe is good enough, as a man, of course you want to start investing more. My thing is, as men, what we tend to do when we think that we have to impress the girl, we sit back and be like, go all in on the first date. If you're going all in on the first date, the thing is you're setting a precedent right there, my boy. So if you're going in and spending $200 on a steak dinner on the first date, this is where her mark is at. Anything else is like less than. It's like, why are we doing this? You said it here. Now, that depends on the kind of girl she is and, you know, what her intentions are with you. But as a man, yeah, there's nothing wrong with coffee. Let's get back to this. Let's get back to the point at hand, my boy. There's nothing wrong with coffee. I don't drink coffee. I'm a tea guy. So I would say if you go there, like, you know what I'm saying, let's get some tea. I say I drink tea. Some people drink coffee, whatever. I let them get what they get. I get what I get. Some get hot chocolate. Some just get a pastry. The thing is, bro, if a girl likes you, she's going to go wherever you tell her to go on the first date, bro. She's not going to think twice about it. That's the fact, right? Because put it like this. If it's one of those things where if you ask a girl out and she's like, well, maybe where are we going? Right there, my antennas are already up. I'm like, damn near, I'm okay. Like, never mind, baby. I'm good. I'm okay. Never mind. I like girls when I'm like, yo, let's hang out sometime. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Cool. Let me know. Yes, I'd love to. Tell me when. All that type of stuff. Those are girls that you're dealing with that got high interest in you. Girls with medium to low interest, as a man, like there's so many women out here, like you really shouldn't waste your time with medium to low. Sometimes you can get a medium interest and make it high by certain tactics, but when medium to low interest, my boy, she's going to be asking you, where are we going on a first date? And if she's asking you where are you going on the first date, as soon as you get her number, like I just say hands off. Like, don't even, it depends on how it works. I ain't gonna say that all the time. It depends on what the conversation was and how you got her. But if you just got her from, you know, pure attraction vibes, let me get your number, and she's talking about, okay, where are we going? Then my thing is, you still can hang out with her, but don't even think about dinner, bro. Like, dinner's probably like 3rd or 4th date. Now she's going from the bottom, bro. I'm talking about ice cream. I'm talking about like teacups, right? I'm talking about $5 and under dates, my boy. That's what I'm saying. Like, girls they flip the script, bro. You're not trying to impress her. You're trying to see if she fits your world. That's the difference. When you approach dating with that mindset, you attract higher interest women, and also you save yourself a lot of time. Let's get into the rest of them.
Cheap. Number 4, we're gonna go with the movies. Now, I do like activities for first dates, but with the movies, you really have to be quiet the whole time, and so you're either gonna annoy them by just budging in the whole time, or if it's something you're really passionate about, like a Star Wars, Lord of the Rings vibe, you're probably gonna over-explain.
All right, now that's all facts right there, bro. Movies is the absolute worst first date, bro. This isn't high school, my boy. Like, high school, I used to take a girl to the movies. Like partially that was just your get out of, I'm saying you can be free, you going to the movies type thing. And then we all know, bro, you at the movies, you colored up, you know what I'm saying? You in high school, you ain't got too many places to do what you want to do, but you got the movie theater. It's dark, you got a vibe, let's go, let's get it. So that's different, right? When it comes to being mid-20s, 20 years old, bro, taking a girl to the movies on a first date, like, bro, kick yourself, bro. Like, seriously, don't do that. Like, you're tripping. For one, the movies isn't a big thing. Like, definitely don't ask a girl. I mean, if you're really trying to date her, right? The whole idea of going to the movies on a like the whole idea of going to the movies just to have time sitting by each other, right? Spending time with each other, kind of being a little touchy feely, a little cuddle. You know what I'm saying? That's something I would say on like, truthfully, bro. I don't even like the movies these days, bro. I have not been to the movies in a minute. We're in a different world, bro. This is a different world that we live in. The movies is something after y'all known each other for a long time. Y'all got a nice rapport, connection. The only way I would say a movie should be in your first 3 dates, 4 dates, 5 dates is if you're doing a drive-in movie. Now that's a vibe right there, right? A drive-in movie, that's a whole different kind of vibe. You're in the car, you know what I'm saying? You're able to talk, you're in your own setting. It's a whole different kind of vibe versus being in a movie theater where you're just right there. You don't even know this person, but you're sitting down watching a movie like, nah, come on, bro. No, that's horrible. So I completely agree. Movies, that should be number one, honestly. I think movies is the worst first date idea.
You're probably going to over-explain. Fifth, escape room. You do not know this girl at all, and now you are locked in a tight, confined room. It's probably a good test of sorts, but it's going to make you both really uncomfortable, especially if you're not good at solving mysteries, because if you guys actually get stuck and have to pull the emergency cord, you are cooked for life. You will never see that girl again.
Yo, that's actually funny. The escape room, I mean, kudos to him for even like thinking about putting this on the list. I'll be honest with you. I would say it depends. I won't say it's the worst idea ever. To be honest with you, I don't think so. But the idea of the escape room is kind of like the movies as well, because you're at least you guys are talking, right? So you're able to see how they handle pressure and things like that if you were trying to check off those kind of boxes. But the reality is you guys aren't really getting to know each other, right? Like not in the way of like getting to know that person, but you are having fun together on the surface and still bonding, spending time together. So I get why he put it by the movies at, movies 4, this is at 5. But truthfully, I don't think the escape room to me is in the top 5 worst dates. But this was a really good video and really informative. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what you think should have been on this list. Any other date ideas that should have been on this list. And also let me know what your worst first date has been. Until next time, boys, you already know.